Hello, everyone. It's Mark Walmsley again. I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network, and this is the best bit of the job for me. This is where I get to introduce you to one of our full members, and this is my penultimate meeting of the year, and it's with DiAnA McElroy. DiAnA, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
We've already had a giggle about our various Christmas activities and gift suggestions. But what I'd love to do today is to create your fantasy cultural year from the answers to 10 easy questions, which is always good for a laugh. It's a little bit like Desert Island Arts, that kind of thing. But before we do that, perhaps you'd like to say hi to everyone and tell us where you are and a little about the work that you do.
Sure, I'd love to. Thank you. My name is DiAnA McElroy, and I am from New Jersey, right outside of New York, you know, that city that everyone wants to visit. We'll be hosting the FIFA Cup next year. I am a mindfulness wellness coach. My previous background is of different fields. I've done finance, I've done real estate. I even ended up working in the cannabis industry for a number of years. And now I'm pivoting my firm Higher High into well-being, lifestyle changes, because I see after COVID that the world really needs it.
That sounds great. So you'll be pleased to know last Monday was the first ever in-person networking event for members in New York. I'm sure you would have loved to have been there if you could.
I actually had planned on being there, to tell you the truth, and I physically was not up to it. So I practiced what I preached, and I gave myself an excuse to stay home and feel better. So it took a lot out of me because I normally don't cancel anything. So
don't worry, it was great. There were about 16 there.
Nice.
We're going to do another one at the end of February, I think. That's the
Perfect.
plan.
I'll plan on.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, well, wherever this appears, there'll be links to you and your website and your LinkedIn profile and more information about you. So if you'd like to learn more about DiAnA's work, please do follow the links wherever this appears in the profile. But now we're going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to create your fantasy cultural year. And in order to do that, I need to place you somewhere in the world. And I'm going to do that by asking you, what's your favorite building?
Oh, my favorite building. It really isn't a building. I prefer to be in the woods. I prefer to be on a farm. So a cottage, I would say a cottage.
Okay, where would you like your cute farm cottage?
In the middle of nowhere. Um, no, you know what? I like different terrains. So somewhere that has a coast, but also has a forest, and fields. So, you know, Ireland definitely hit that scope. There's places in Poland that I've been to, Switzerland that have hit that, but then also Japan has had moments of that. So,
Excellent. I'm going to show you where I think I might put you. Share my screen. There we go. Right. There we go. How do these look?
Okay, so I am Miss Magoo. So wait, I have to come in. Oh, they're beautiful.
This one's nice. Look at that.
Yeah.
That looks like the cottage from the movie That Holiday, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
There. That's in the Lake District in the UK.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like you to, for the purposes of our, doesn't that look good? For the purposes of our tour, I'd like you to assume that you've walked from your lovely cottage into the local village, where there is a lovely local pub with a roaring fire and lots of people who you've come to know. And you're sitting there, taking it easy. And on the right of you is a drink. What would I find on the table there?
Oh, depending on my mood. Sometimes you would find nothing but a club soda. Sometimes you would find a little vodka in it, a glass of Cabernet, perhaps. And I love spicy, so sometimes something with ginger in it.
Ooh, some mulled wine. Mulled wine would be nice if that was.
Yeah. Oh, a hot toddy on a winter day. So it also depends. It's seasonal with
I
me. It's
know. I'd
very
kind of just
seasonal.
assumed you're covered with snow there.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. No, it really is. Anything that I serve or wanted to partake in is very seasonal driven with me.
right.
Yeah.
And there's a book on your left. Now, it can be your favorite book, a recent discovery, or a book that's changed your life. What might we find there?
Ah, if I could go back to reading the way I used to, I would say Gone with the Wind.
Lovely. That's fantastic. I watched the movie again the other day. It's long.
It is very long.
Yeah.
It's funny. I went to see it with my friend Poppy, and she had never seen it. And I read the book multiple times, and I had seen the movie, and she's like, "It's bloody well long." I'm like, "It is."
Bloody long. Yeah.
It's bloody well. I mean, there's an intermission. You know, movies don't normally have intermissions built into them. So
No, did that? I
yeah,
think that one did. It must have done.
it did. It did when they re-released it a couple years here in the movie theater, and they definitely had an intermission that was built into the movie.
I love that. That's because
Yeah.
they weren't digital and they ran out of celluloid, I guess. Excellent.
And they also wanted to tell the complete story, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the story of Peter Jackson with Lord of the Rings, isn't it? He was adamant.
Yeah.
He said I can do it in 2 movies, and he didn't think they would agree. And I think it might even be Harvey Weinstein actually, but he said you're not doing two. This is not 2 movies, and his head sort of. Ooh. He said it's 3, and he said yes. So now you're feeling quite pleased with yourself because you've just come from the stately home of a wealthy Lake District based family who have a foundation, and
Mhm.
they like to support research into the arts and culture sector. And they've got wind of the work that you're doing in mindfulness, and they would like to commission you and hire you for a year to tour the world to document the approach to mindfulness around the world and create the mindfulness league table, national league table. Okay.
Mhm.
It's very well paid. There's a book deal in it. There is a TED talk when you get back. There's a global university lecture tour arranged and a TV show. And your friends and family can come out and visit you at their expense. Everything at work, everything back home is being taken care of. All you have to do is to decide where you'd like to start.
So that's the question. Where would I like to start?
Yeah, I'm assuming you'll take on this assignment.
Um, on the concession of my family. Everything
Yes.
is based on the concession of my family. Um, I think I would start in the Himalayas potentially, or deep in a jungle somewhere to understand quietness, because I think mindfulness is just quietness, you know, not being hit with technology, not being hit with the outside noises.
Okay. So we're going to go to Kathmandu in Nepal,
Okay.
and they're going to, you've got Sherpas and help. You've got access to a helicopter, and we also have a private jet, sustainability permitting, okay,
Okay.
if we need to. But you can hop around the world during your year. So you arrive in Kathmandu, and I should point out that this is a fantasy year, I have both
Mhm.
a time machine and a magic wand,
Okay.
both of which work. Okay. So you're in Kathmandu, and a lovely group of young people meet you, and they take you to a beautiful house. Let's find you a house in Kathmandu. House. There we go. House Kathmandu. Let's let you choose a house. There we go. Right, this is Kathmandu, and you get to choose a house.
So is there something that's a little bit more rustic?
Okay, we'll find out.
And I'm going to ask a really maybe strange question. Is this how the locals live?
Let's find out.
Because it doesn't look like, it's funny, it's not how I envision Nepal. Maybe because I've never been there, so maybe I just assumed it was a little bit more.
I'll go for Nepalese home because that might be a bit more. Oh, it would help if I could spell Nepalese. There we go.
Good luck with that.
There we go. That's a bit more like it.
Oh, I guess they do have. You know what? I just envisioned more cottagey. Like, and I mean that in like my grandparents' home in Poland was like a couple 2-bedroom house. I
Yeah,
guess that's what I envisioned for Nepal.
that's funny, isn't
Oh,
it?
it is. These are
Yeah.
like
Well, this
substantial
one,
houses.
that looks nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Would that one do?
You just taught me something.
There we go. So now this is where we can, you've done your study, your part of your study in Nepal, and we're going to jet off somewhere because we're going to go to a dance performance, followed by dinner. Okay. But you can go to anywhere in the world for it. Where would you like to go? You don't have to choose that nation's culture because I've got the magic wand and the time machine, but where would you like to go next after Kathmandu?
Oh, I imagine that the dancing, are we just going for a dance performance on my, are we going for a dance performance for the sake of dance performance?
It's entirely up to you. It can be any dancer, living or not, any
Okay.
dance performance, historical or otherwise, any group, any style. What kind of dance would you like to watch for a couple of hours?
I would love to see some, oh my goodness. Sorry, I've seen Irish dancing. I've
Mhm.
seen, and I'm trying to visualize, I love me a good polka. Um, I do. The energy, the spirit. I've never witnessed a real African dancing. So I'd love to witness African dancing in
Okay.
person. Yeah, only through videos.
Yeah, well, we'll go to Cape Town then. And we're going to a wonderful dance performance by local uh, professional dancers and children, and it's rooted in African dance. Excellent. Now, we're going out to dinner afterwards. You can choose any national cuisine you like.
I'm gonna go. Oh, I love Indian food. Um, love a good curry. Love Korean food. But I'm gonna say African food because I've never had it. Like I've had Ethiopian, but I don't know how authentic it was. Um, yeah.
Okay.
So I think, yeah,
Dinner then is at a traditional South African restaurant. I'll tell you what we'll invent because I have a
yep.
magic wand. It's a South African Indian fusion restaurant.
Maybe no one's ever thought of it yet. You might
Yeah.
have just invented something brilliant.
So you get African curry. There we go. Um,
Okay.
Brilliant. I have once invented a restaurant for the UK. I don't know if you know of Itsu. It's a chain of sushi restaurants. It's
No, no, no.
well, I created Britsu, which is British sushi. So you get fish and chip, just one chip. Uh,
Oh,
Toad in the hole is a favorite here. Yeah, I really
you
should.
just ruined sushi. You realize that the essence of sushi, of it being like simple ingredients, you just
Yeah.
ruined it by battering.
Yes.
I,
Okay.
I don't support your.
Well, that's
Um,
just as well I didn't do it then. Now
okay.
we're going to fly off again. We'll travel we'll travel light. We won't use the jet.
Yeah.
But which other city would you like to go to for the next part of your year's tour?
you know, if I could be brutally honest, I would love to see Tokyo. I went to Japan, but I didn't get to see Tokyo. But I'm not a huge city person. Like,
Okay.
I usually get more out of being in the countryside and whatnot. Though, you know, there is something to be said for what humans can build and whatnot. I just find that I'm usually happier in quieter places.
Interesting. But
Yeah.
so it's entirely up to you where we go. A remote area of which country would you like?
Um, I've never been to anywhere in the Middle East. So
Okay.
maybe the desert, like a different, you know, I've only experienced the desert in Nevada. I've never really experienced a full desert. And I think it's a, you know, it's a sensory that I haven't had.
Okay. Um, so let's go to Jordan.
Okay.
Jordan, Amman in Jordan, so that you can have a desert experience. I would suggest Dubai, but that's probably not an attractive prospect for you.
You know, it is an interesting one. It's one that keeps popping up, and I'm in awe of what they were able to build in such a quick amount of time. So it would be the same as Tokyo. Like, having never been, I know that it's supposed to be a feast for the eyes and everything else. But when it comes to my personal, like, what settles me and feels good to me organically, it's usually, you know, less versus more.
Less is more. There's a lovely saying, isn't there?
Yeah.
Sufficient is abundance to the wise.
Yeah. True. True.
Yeah.
And the more I see of the world, the more like I appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. So we're in Jordan. It's sport day in Jordan.
Okay.
And we had breakdancing in the Olympics. So many people consider some sports to be a performance art. So
Yep.
what sport, and you can have any sport you like, what sport would you enjoy watching for a couple of hours?
Oh, I think I would love the breakdancing.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. Whenever I go by Times Square, I always stop and fascinate at, you know, what they're able to do. These are more the acrobatic breakdancers.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they make me feel out of shape and like I've never used my body and blah.
Oh gosh, yes. Yeah. I struggle to touch my toes. But
Can
the
do
things they
that,
do.
but I mean, this guy's flipping over 10 people, you know, like, yeah, I'm in awe of what the human body is capable of. Yeah.
Have you tried the standing up, sitting down test?
Oh, you mean from the floor to standing up?
And back
Like,
again, yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. So that's my party trick. I could do that about 15 times without sweating.
But can you do it without touching the ground with your knees, hips, or hands?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. It's
That-
all core and it's balance. So I taught myself that years ago as a yogi. And that to me is like a fun thing to do when I train with teams,
Mhm.
because you know they're in much better shape than me. They're usually a third of my age, and it's like, okay, guys, can you do this?
Yeah, I love that. I should ask you to step back and do it in front of your Christmas rail, but I don't.
Okay,
That,
I was
yeah.
gonna do.
Go on then, if you'd like to show us.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. I have to take my socks off. All right. I don't know if you can see me. Oh,
Oh,
did you lose me for a second?
yeah, just for a second. There we go.
My dog's gonna. All right, go up.
Oh, wow.
Get me. So yes, and I can do. I have to warm up. It's better when I'm warmed up, but I
Yeah,
could do at least 15 without even thinking about it. If I'm, yeah.
that's very impressive.
Thank
Thank you.
you. I'm happy with myself.
That's really, really
But
good.
I can't do a handstand anymore. I like, you know, I took my ego out of my yoga.
Yeah.
And it's more about like just physically, because that's what I say kids are able to do without even thinking about it. Children are able to go from the ground up and they don't use their hands. They just
Hmm.
go, oh, I want that toy. And they just gravitate towards it. And we, as we get older, lose that ability.
Yeah. Yes, it all starts to slow down. Excellent. Okay, thank you for that. We've had our own interval act. Okay, so I'm going to whisk you off to another area. Where would you like to go? We're leaving Jordan now.
Um, we haven't hit anywhere in Eastern Europe.
No, not yet.
Um, no, I hear Georgia is beautiful. Um, countryside. I hear that Kazakhstan has beauty to it. These are for my girlfriends who are bragging. um, you know, I think a yeah, like a countryside somewhere in Eastern Europe.
Okay, we can go to Kazakhstan. That's fine.
Okay.
Now in Kazakhstan, um, what's the capital of Kazakhstan? I've forgotten. Is it Baku? I think might
I'm
be.
not 100%
Yeah.
sure. I'm a
Anyway,
quick.
now
You
there
ask
is
my daughter to look it up.
yes. Wherever it is, there is a new digital art gallery there. Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it allows you to put on a virtual reality headset and step into the work of a famous artist and walk around. So it
Oh,
becomes 360 degrees, 3D, animated. It's a really immersive experience. So which famous artist's work would you like to step into?
I saw the Picasso one, and that was beautiful. Um, I no, Van Gogh. Sorry. See, my daughter's here for clarity. Van Gogh one, that was beautiful. I think Picasso would be the next one. That would
Yeah,
make a beautiful, yeah,
it would.
experience. Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so you can step into his pictures and walk around, look at the back of
Yeah.
characters, all sorts.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Now, I'm going to come out and meet you for a week. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to do something cultural every evening for a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. On Monday, we're going to a pop or rock show. On Tuesday, we're going to a play, theatre play. On
Okay.
Wednesday, we're going to a West End or Broadway musical.
Okay.
Thursday, we're going to the opera. And on Friday, we're going to the cinema. Now, between us, we have to decide which of those what we're going to see in each of those categories. Now, remember, I have a magic wand and a time machine. So is there a pop or rock show that you'd like to go back in time to and watch?
Yes, ABBA. Like bring ABBA
Oh,
back.
have you seen the virtual reality ABBA show that's in London at the moment?
No, I have not. I've seen many, I saw it on Broadway. I see many different and it's not virtual, it was a play.
Yeah.
And I've seen many cover acts for ABBA. But it's just happy music of my childhood.
Oh, it's great. There isn't a bad one on. There isn't a bad song. Uh,
No.
and yeah, so the show in London they've been motion captured, and it's holographic, and
Oh,
it's like a live show, but with them in their prime.
I
So
have not seen the whole graphic show yet. So that would be
yeah,
very cool.
I think
Yeah.
it's in a I think it's in a movable theatre. So they're going to tour the world, I think. So
Oh, cool. So I'll catch
yeah.
it in New York.
You will catch it in
Yeah.
New York, I'm sure. Okay, so we'll go back in time to watch ABBA. On Tuesday, we're going to go to the theatre. So
Okay.
if you don't have a particular favorite, I can always suggest one. But what theatre play would you like to go and see?
Not cats. Oh,
I mean, a play rather than a musical.
okay. Oh, uh, I'm not a cool kid. So I usually just go, I don't have one in particular.
Okay, I think because I'm going to try and see it at the National Theatre. I
Yeah.
think we'll go and see a new production of The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar
Oh, that sounds
Wilde. Yeah,
okay. Oh, I
that
like that.
that could be good fun.
Yeah.
Now for the musical, Broadway or West End musical, but not Cats, I gather.
Um, you know what? Hamilton, because it made such an impact on my younger daughter. And we had not seen it, and it like she watched the movie, I want to say like 10 times and I'm gonna be honest, I'm one of the few people that missed the wave, but
Um,
yet the rest of my family jumped on the bus. So I'd like to see what all the hype and everything, was about.
okay, that's a great shout. Okay,
Yeah.
Hamilton it is. And are you an opera fan?
I've never been to a proper opera.
Wow, I can then, in that case, we're going to whisk you off to Covent Garden, the Royal Opera House in London, um, and we're going to see a performance of Tosca, which
Do
is
you use the binoculars?
you can have them binoculars if you wish, yeah.
Yeah.
Your opera glasses.
Exactly. I have this vision of the
We'll be in a box. We'll be in the Royal Box, okay, at the Opera House,
yeah.
watching Tosca by Puccini, which is a
Well,
story of love, tragedy, and redemption. And
a good cry.
yeah, and some of the
Yeah.
best music ever written. Fantastic.
Um,
Excellent. Now for the film, for the cinema one, I'd like you to choose a film that you love that I may not have seen.
all right. I'm a crier and I like to cry. So in my 20s, and I invoked it again last year when I needed to get emotions out, beaches. Very corny, very silly, but for some reason it just invoked emotions in me. And I like feeling emotions.
Excellent. Oh, that's great. It is cathartic, isn't it?
It is. It was
Yeah,
but it got me through my 20s. Like, sometimes you feel it bottled up for whatever reason. And I knew that if I turned that movie on, it would just release those emotions and I would feel so much better.
yeah. I guess is it Steel Magnolias would probably do the same thing.
Oh, yes. Yeah, much less cheesy, much less like can't be
Yeah.
corny. But for some reason, that one got me and just always resonated.
Brilliant. I love it. My favorite, the movie I watch just for the music is Interstellar.
Okay.
That's the music is just incredible, but it's a great movie as well. Matthew McConaughey. Um,
Yep.
it's a great watch, that one. Really good. Okay, so that's our week done. Now we're nearly there.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a hero lunch. Okay, hero stroke heroine lunch. I'm not going to give you a heroin lunch. That would be ridiculous. I've booked a lovely restaurant for you, and you can invite any single person you like, living or not, famous or not, and they will come. Who would you
Okay.
choose? Who would you choose?
Is my family already there?
You can choose your family because I have a supplementary question.
Okay. So if my family's already there and then I get to do a plus one,
Yeah,
um, oh my goodness.
this is a
You
lovely
know,
question. Yeah, who would they all love to meet? Who would the family as a whole love to meet?
oh, they wouldn't agree on that. I mean, you'd
Okay.
have the, you'd have, for my husband wanting to meet Paul McCarthy, to my daughter probably wanting to meet someone in the film industry, to Taylor Swift. I would like to meet and sit down. I know this sounds weird, but the Pope, like just to understand the scope of his job. Like the world has changed so much and there's been so much history.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
like, yeah.
You can have the Pope now in a twist, in a slightly twist question. Who do
Yeah.
you think the Pope would invite?
Oh, I hope he would invite um the oh, I have no idea.
I have an idea.
Please
I think you
share.
might invite the Dalai Lama.
I think you'd be right. I think that would be a powerful conversation, you
Yeah.
know. I think that would be a really powerful, important conversation.
Yeah. Two
Yep.
deeply compassionate people coming from
Yep.
entirely different backgrounds and belief systems. The interesting one.
Yes and no. The belief systems are kind of different, but the principles are the same,
Yeah. Well, there
you
you
know.
go.
Yeah.
DiAnA, that's your
My family, by
fantasy.
the way, would not go to this dinner. They're like, really, you picked the Pope. Like you could have had
You could have had absolutely anyone.
you could have had Taylor Swift. Like, really, mom? But okay. My dinner.
There you go. We're going to do the this or that game in a moment, but that's
Okay.
great. You've got the TV series is in the can. The book deal's done. You've got the lecture tour to come up, and you've got the TED Talk. So Perfect. Have you enjoyed your fantasy cultural year, DiAnA?
I have, and you know what? It's inspired me to, even on a small scale, to try to make some of these things happen.
Wouldn't that be great? Somebody once
Yeah.
suggested, Mark, if you had a travel agency and you could do this for me, I would hire you. So,
Yeah.
right.
There's things that I listed off that I'm like, oh, I could make that happen. Like New York is the cultural capital of the world. There's, I could have pockets of it.
Yeah, yeah, you could
Yeah.
find that. You could find most of those things in your city. Uh,
Yes. Yep.
okay, we're going. This is a fast-paced, rapid-fire this or that game. Okay,
Okay.
I'm going to give you two options. You have to choose one.
Okay.
Okay, still or sparkling,
Still.
Mac or PC,
Oh. PC.
tea or coffee.
Oh. For life or just in the really, really good coffee.
Okay, radio or television,
Radio.
sandals or heels.
Oh, sandals. Barefoot, preferably.
Okay, peas or Brussels sprouts.
Oh, Brussels sprouts.
Me too. Call them or text them.
Depending on what it is and time. So a call goes a long way.
Okay. Window or aisle seat?
Uh, Aisle.
Milk or dark chocolate?
Uh, Dark chocolate.
Car or motorcycle?
Oh, I'd like to say motorcycle, but car.
Go
I'm
with
practicing.
go with your heart.
I know, but when you become a mom, you're like, oh,
I
people
know.
are relying on me.
Boiled or fried egg?
Oh, boiled.
Comedy or horror?
Oh, comedy.
Cat or dog?
Oh, definitely a dog.
Test the water or dive in at the deep end?
Oh, dive in.
Excellent. Orange juice, pulp or no pulp?
Fresh squeezed. So pulp.
Pulp. An hour in an art gallery or a museum?
Museum.
Beethoven or Mozart?
I'd be bullshitting you if I told you that I knew the difference.
Love that. I love that. Okay.
I
Pass.
think I like Beethoven because he's a little bit more uplifting, but I'd have to hear them side by side to, yeah.
Okay. Shower or bath?
Oh, bath.
Cooking or being cooked for?
Cooking.
Sand or snow?
Oh, sand.
Shopping
But both are
online,
cooking
shopping online or in store?
in store.
Reggae or salsa?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna say salsa though.
Yeah. Indoors or outdoors? Easy.
Oh, outdoors.
Start immediately or wait until the last minute?
Is this an interview? Um, I'm a combination of both. I'm a planner, but certain things I just know I'm going to ace, so I wait till the
Yeah.
last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that phrase? I love deadlines. I love the noise they make as they whoosh past. Science or history?
History.
New York or Los Angeles?
New York.
um, Early riser or night owl?
Early riser.
Red or white wine?
Red.
Numbers or words?
Definitely words.
Mild or I'm numerically dyslexic, I'm sure of it. Mild or spicy?
Spicy.
Gold or silver?
Gold.
Bedroom door, open or closed?
Closed.
And finally, see the future or change the past?
Oh, if you could change the past, I think that would be more beneficial for the future.
Nice. That's nice. I like that. There we go. DiAnA McElroy, that was your fast this or that game. Thank you so much for being such a good sport. Wherever this appears, there'll be links to you and the work that you do. We'll be on the website, on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify. And And thank you so much for being one of our full members. I hope you've enjoyed this.
I've really, really enjoyed this. Thank you for being the sparkle in my day today, Mark.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Don't rush off, but
Okay.
for the meantime, DiAnA, thank you so much.
Anytime. Thank you.